A very warm welcome to the next Swiss Cheese Award contest, which will take place in Lucerne. I'm happy to explain you the contest. My name is Hans-Peter Bachmann from Agroscope in Liebefeld. Agroscope is the Swiss Public Center of Excellence for research along the agri-food chain. I'm the head of the Swiss Cheese Award contest. This contest will be held for the 11th time this year, and we are expecting again around 800 cheeses. The last time in 2016 we had 777 cheeses in 28 categories. The jury is always very international. Last time more than 40% of the members came from abroad. We have always very different numbers of cheeses in the different categories. The category other semi-hard cheeses without aromatic ingredients is always the category with the highest number of cheeses. We have 3 different assessment criteria: the appearance and eye formation, taste and aroma, texture and consistency, and we are working with a scale from 0 to 5 points. Taste and aroma is counted twice, so we have a maximum number of 20 points. We have some special categories, like the one of raclette cheese. In this category you have to melt the cheeses and to judge the melting properties like consistency and texture, as well as the separation of fat. In the category innovative cheese products, you have to evaluate the power of innovation and the potential on the market. All winners of the different categories will be assessed the second time the following day by a special, totally international jury. The winner will be the so-called Swiss champion. In this assessment we have a special criteria named overall impression. As I have already mentioned, we are working with a scale from 0 to 5 points. You give 5 points when the cheeses fulfill all requirements, 4 points for acceptable defects, and 3 points for minor defects. Unfortunately, we have very seldom to use the lower part of the scale. The evaluation is done on an individual base first. For that you will receive a prepared paper form. The first column is the code of the product, and you will find this code also on the cheeses you have to assess. Please make sure that you record the evaluation in the right line. You have to add a comment if you score a cheese within a criteria with 3 or less points. Here you see the guidelines for the cheese assessment. First of all, you will perform a triangle test in the group. Then you have to study the standards, the description of the product. You judge one cheese together in the group. Afterwards, you have the individual judging of the remaining cheeses. When the deviation for a criterion is more than 1 point within the group, you have to re-examine and find consensus. Very important, you have to stay after you have completed the judgment until you are released by the head of the contest. All jury members with the code point A are the senior judges of their group. They have additional tasks. They have to provide silence during the whole judging. They have to explain the triangle test and the procedure for the individual judging. They define the order in assessing if the category is heterogeneous. They transfer the individual test results in the overall list, and they initiate the rejudging if the deviation for a criterion of more than 1 point within the group. The senior judges have to conclude the assessment of the rejudging. They bring the forms in the office for the recording. They carry out a second judgment in categories with several subcategories, and they dismiss the jury group in consultation with the head of the contest. Categories with many products are divided in subcategories. You see here an example with 4 subcategories. The 3 best cheeses of each subcategory are judged the second time by a jury composed of the 4 senior judges. Another example with 2 subcategories. Here the 4 best cheeses of each subcategory are judged by a second time by a jury composed of the 2 senior judges and an additional judge from each subcategory. To sum up, when you come to the contest, you have to find your group. Then you perform the triangle test. You judge together 1 cheese, followed by the individual judging. At the end, you transfer your results in the overall list. If the deviation for a criterion within the group is more than 1 point, you have to rejudge and find consensus. You have perhaps a second judging in categories with several jury groups. Important is that you have to wait until a release by the head of the contest. This contest will take place 28th of September, starting at 10:30. On the same day, all jury members are invited for a cozy dinner on the Lake Lucerne. Meeting point is 5:30 at the boat station. We will be happy to meet you there. The award ceremony will take place the following day at 4 o'clock. If you have any question, you can contact me by mail. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm very pleased to meet you in Lucerne for the Swiss Cheese Awards.